Hello to everyone. The midday bilingual news on the Cameroon Radio Television, a co-presentation of Nicole DOUDOU and myself, MUKWELLE Princewill ADUMA. Good afternoon, Nicole.
Hello, Princewill.
You have the top stories of the news. The written phase of the baccalaureate exams has begun in accommodation centers in that region. Equally, the practical phase of the General Certificate of Education started off this morning with a record 6,000 candidates for the food and nutrition subject. Karin Tosam with details from CRTV Northwest.
Hello in the studio, thank you for joining us here. We are in the Northwest region, precisely up station Bamenda, and currently we are at the GBHS Bamenda where examinations of the Baccalaureate General are actually ongoing, and the series for today we have a Serie A, Serie C, Serie D and Serie TE, and of course the subjects the students or the candidates are taking today are literature and philosophy, and for GCE practicals we have a food and nutrition. And actually with me here is the Northwest Delegate of Secondary Education, Roland Guang, who is actually going about the examination centers to see how the exams are unfolding. Hello sir, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Tell us, you are on the field. What have you observed so far?
Yeah, so far I think the feedback I've had from all the centers in the region, everything is calm, everything is on the rail, because all the materials arrived and the exam is moving on smoothly today. Yesterday we had the oral communication, and then today we have moved on to another phase, the written part of the baccalaureate, which, as you see, it has started, and then the practical phase of the GCE exams. And right now we are in GBHS Bamenda, where you can see evidently that all the 104 candidates we're expecting are present, and the students for food and nutrition practicals, we expected 42 candidates. 41 are present right now. We are trying to trace and locate the other one who is absent, so it gets on board before the exercise starts finally. All is in order. All the anti-COVID measures have been taken. The principals provided all the students with face masks. We have sufficient water on campus. And then there's a room for isolation in case we have a case of a suspected case before we move to hospital, and in case comes up. Everything's in order. The principal's done a wonderful job.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you so much. Thank
and
you.
You've heard it from him. Everything is in order here in GBHS Bamenda, just like in other examination centers across the Northwest region. And what we are noting here is that there is a significant improvement as compared to the number of candidates that registered for the exams last year. For CRTV, I am Karin Tosam in Bamenda.
Thanks, Karin. It's time for reckoning for candidates of the baccalaureate across the national territory. The exams that started off this morning provides the opportunity for candidates to negotiate the next bend of their academic career and the future. At the legendary Lycée Leclerc, Yaoundé, 800 candidates are writing. Guy Roger-Nana reports.
Silence. They obviously need quiet as they focus on the process of obtaining their transition ticket into university. Over 800 candidates are sitting in for the back exams here at the Lycée Leclerc Examination Center. Measures put in place for the smooth functioning of this morning's exercise have been strictly respected. I assure you that everything Measures put in place for the smooth functioning of this morning's exercise have been strictly respected. We ensured that we welcomed the candidates properly this morning, while equally ensuring that they respect COVID-19 barrier measures. They all had to wash their hands and wear their face masks. There are several months of intense studies for most of these young candidates is hoped will culminate in well-deserved celebrations.
Over in the South region, where over 45,000 candidates have begun the sitting the written phase of the baccalaureate examination. In the same vein, the practicals for the GC started this morning in the chief town of Ebolowa. The two exams are said to be unfolding hitch-free, as you confirm, Clarence Aze, if you can hear me.
Hello to you in the studio. Welcome to join me here. I'm standing in front of Government Bilingual High School, Bolova, where examinations organized by the Baccalaureate Board and equally the GCE Board are unfolding since the early hours of this morning. Education officials of the South Region, the South Regional Delegate of Secondary Education, and equally delegation from the Office du Bac have made force of some institutions to take the pulse of the first day of the written phase of this examination. With me here is the South Regional Delegate of Secondary Education, Madam Micheline Search Mbita, to tell us how the exams are unfolding in other parts of the South Region. Good morning, Madam.
Good morning.
You visited some schools. What can you say concerning the first day of the written phase of examinations in the South Region?
I'm very satisfied after visiting 3 schools. I've seen that everything is going on well. Students are writing. Some of them are absent, just a few, not many. They are absent, but everything is going on well. Teachers are there, students are there. No late coming, no complaint. Anyway, we are hoping that as we have started, we shall end in serenity.
Thank you very much. We must say that most of the schools we visited this morning, we have the presence of officers who are there to ensure that everything goes on hitch-free in all serenity. Clarence Aze reporting live from Ebolova.
Thanks, Clarence. Let's come back to Yaoundé, where practicals of the GC examinations began today in accommodation centers at the ordinary and advanced level. At the government bilingual practicing high school Yaoundé, over 500 candidates answered present as early as 8 a.m. Here now is an excerpt of Eko Sama Robert, principal of the school, granted to our reporter, Kadzalat.
The candidates will be having these practicals beginning from today right up to Friday. And we do have 2 sessions each day. In the morning session, we'll be taking 65 candidates, and in the afternoon session, 65 candidates. So basically, that is it. They are all prepared, they are all poised, and I can assure you they are ready to do their best. With regard to the ordinary level, we do have food and nutrition, which is starting also today. They are there with their supervisors and the examiners. They are trying to instruct them and orient them based on the suggestions that the candidates will give for the different dishes that are on the menu that they would like to prepare. They are all very optimistic. They came prepared with their detailed requirements for the experiment. The written session actually begins on the 29th of this month of June.
Le 12h sur la CRTV. Examen officiel, le temps des épreuves écrites du baccalauréat session 2021. La quête de ce diplôme mobilise un effectif de 205 488 candidats sur toute l'étendue du territoire, toutes séries confondues. Pour le baccalauréat ESG, les listes affichent plus de 115 000 élèves sur l'ensemble du territoire. Notre reporter Aboubakar Abou a fait le tour de quelques centres d'examen ce matin. Voici son reportage.
C'est le bal de fin. Pas et gestes qui l'animent sont bien connus. Départ, on en compte par milliers qui se pressent pour rejoindre leur salle d'examen respective. Quant aux gestes, il faut se plier au rituel sanitaire.
Donc, si vous pouvez au moins porter le masque. Porter le masque, c'est quoi? Moi-même, je connais Jésus, je vais aller me confesser.
Car le candidat Covid n'est pas autorisé dans le centre.
Nous avions veillé, comme vous le savez, n'est-ce pas, au renforcement du dispositif d'accueil des candidats. Et chaque candidat devait laver les mains absolument. Et nous veillons à ce que tous arborent le masque.
Passer cette épreuve de conformité, place à la valse littéraire. Amoureux des lettres ou non, il faudra composer avec les mots suivant ses penchants. Pour le commentaire de texte, la dissertation ou la contraction.
Il y a très peu d'absents. Nous pensons que c'est une session qui va très bien se dérouler.
Pour ce baccalauréat de l'enseignement secondaire général, ils sont plus de 115 000 candidats sur l'ensemble du territoire national. Chacun écrira ainsi la suite de son histoire. 4 jours et une dizaine de preuves pour se créer une heureuse fin de secondaire.
Dans la région du Nord-Ouest, les examens écrits du baccalauréat et pratiques du DC ont démarré dans de bonnes conditions. Des milliers de candidats sont en salle dans les centres d'examen depuis ce matin. Emmanuel Kolokou est en direct du lycée bilingue de Banen-Dakwe pour des précisions. Bonjour Emmanuel.
Ici, nous sommes au lycée bilingue de Banen-Dakwe. Nous avons eu la chance de suivre le délégué de les séries enseignées sont les séries A4, série C, série D et série technologie de l'information. Et aujourd'hui, le DCI commence avec les épreuves pratiques, notamment de foot nutrition. Bonjour, monsieur le délégué.
Bonjour.
Qu'est-ce que vous avez observé déjà sur le terrain?
Et aujourd'hui, la phase vient de commencer. On attendait 104 élèves candidats et tous les 104 candidats sont là. Ils sont là, ils composent déjà. Et pour le GCE, les candidats qui devront commencer avec l'épreuve pratique de food and nutrition, ils sont tous là en salle. Leurs enseignants sont en train de préparer le début. Donc je suis vraiment content que le lycée bilingue Bamenda Nkoé vienne de lancer le mood opératoire que nous attendons.
Madame le professeur, vous êtes chef des centres aussi. Vous nous confirmez que les dispositions pour la lutte contre la propagation du Covid sont bien prises dans cet établissement?
Quand on voit, il y a l'eau pour laver les mains, et partout, tous les candidats sont avec le face mask, cache-nez, et tous les membres du secrétariat, ils sont là avec le cache-nez.
Il y a eu beaucoup d'augmentation en termes de nombre de candidats dans le Nord-Ouest. Le délai
Il faut préciser ici que dans la région du Sud, une équipe de l'Office du baccalauréat du Cameroun, conduite par Urbain Voula, le chef chargé de communication de l'Office du baccalauréat du Cameroun, est présente. Voilà comment se passent donc les épreuves de baccalauréat dans la région du Sud. Pour CRTV News, je suis Christian Blondel Abia, à Ibolova.
Les épreuves du DCI ont également débuté dans les sous-centres d'examen à travers le triangle national. Les candidats au DCI Ordinary Level ouvrent le bal avec la matière alimentation et nutrition et l'épreuve de chimie pour le DCI Advanced Level. Au lycée bilingue d'application de Yaoundé, plus de 500 élèves ont répondu présents ce matin. Écoutons les précisions du proviseur Eko Sama Robert, approché par notre reporter Maïmouna Mohamedou Nadir.
On a environ 14 sous-centres qui sont venus ici au LBA, lycée bilingue d'application, pour cet examen. Et ça va durer dès aujourd'hui jusqu'à vendredi. Et dans ces 500 candidats, ils sont partagés de sorte que chaque journée, il y a des séances. Le matin, 65 et dans l'après-midi, 65. Le O-levels, on est en train d'avoir aussi le food and nutrition, ça a déjà commencé. Et dans ces food and nutrition, il y a 8 centres. Et pour le moment, ils sont en train de partager les différentes tâches. Parce que certains candidats aimeraient préparer certains repas. Donc aujourd'hui, c'est l'orientation pour tous ces élèves.
Amid the news on the CRTV, let's take you over to the west to follow the atmosphere that reigns over the writing of the baccalaureate examinations that started off this morning. Ngu Henry.
At the GBHS Bafusam Accommodation Center, over 1,000 candidates are sitting both the Baccalaureate General and the practical phase of the GCE A-level examinations. Some 731 of them are for the baccalaureate examination in some 29 classrooms, while 400 are for the GCE A-level, with 100 taking part each day. Nations kicked off in strict respect of COVID-19 barrier measures.
The candidates came in with their mask and their gel. So when we put them in classes, they are only about 24. That to respect the distanciation, take their temperature to let them in. So we think that all things is okay.
The Baccalaureate General candidates began with literature in the morning and computer science in the afternoon over at Government Bilingual Technical High School, GBTHS Banengu. Close to 1,000 candidates are taking part in the different technical baccalaureate examinations. The chief of center, Apolline Tankwa, said the exercise started hitch-free, but for some 4 absences recorded, like in GBHS Bafusam, COVID-19 barrier measures are strictly respected at the GBTHS Bafusam Center.
Malgré nos efforts, le Covid-19 a endeuillé de nombreuses familles et provoqué de graves difficultés dans le fonctionnement de notre économie et de notre société.
Away from examinations, Cameroon's participation at the COP26 Climate Summit in Glasgow, Scotland next November 2021 is highly awaited. The invitation has been given recently by the British High Commissioner to Cameroon, Dr. Christian Denis McClure, during an audience granted him by the Minister of Agriculture, Gabriel Mbairobi. The two country representatives also revisited the bilateral relations in the domains of forestry and agriculture. Here is the High Commissioner in this excerpt granted to our reporter, Rita Makang.
The UK will be welcoming and hosting COP26 conference in Glasgow in November this year. There, world leaders will be meeting to discuss how best to combat climate change together. And that is a key priority for the UK government. I've just met with the Minister today as an introductory call in order to discuss the importance of agriculture and rural development, which are both key parts of the negotiations. We also discussed particularly an important initiative looking at protecting forests, agriculture, and commerce, which is called the FACT Dialogue, Cameroon's participation.
We go back to the Northwest, where training the very young on civility, the children, the future of the country, are taught good behaviors and positive character by a 12-week training program. Karim Tosam with details from CRTV Northwest.
For 12 weeks, these children were schooled on their duties like respect of their elders and their peers, as well as how to behave in the community.
Now that I've learned about the discipleship, I know that there's many parents. Then let me always depend on my parents. That let me also be obedient to all the parents.
Officials of the NGO who organized the training lament that the ongoing unrest has had a negative impact on children's education and insist there is need to get them back on track.
During this training, we noticed some of them, like some single mothers, some young girls pregnant, some young girls that have just given birth. We will continue to follow them up to see that they regained their education, they go back to school. And those boys that maybe they have been out for school for quite a long time, we will try to see that they enter into a trade, maybe learning mechanics, learning tailoring and whatever.
The Fon of Bamendankwe, His Royal Majesty Fochesiri III, who witnessed the event, challenged the children to be exemplary and to spread the knowledge acquired to their peers.
In next door West region, the Chang District Hospital equipped with a blood bank. The provision by the Ministry of Public Health is considered life-saving, as availability of blood increases chances of rescuing accident victims in neighboring localities. Chancellor Nanzi reports.
The Chang District Hospital is located along the accident-prone Douala Mbuda Bamenda Road and closest to the Chang Cliff that has seen mortal accidents claiming many lives. The arrival of the blood bank will highly solve the problem of referring emergency cases to other hospitals for blood transfusion.
We carry out an average of 40 cesarean sections per month in this hospital, and these surgical operations need blood.
The blood bank has seen the light of day thanks to support from the Ministry of Public Health.
The building is modest, but it has everything a modern blood bank needs. 2 refrigerators, one for tested blood and the other for untested blood. It also contains machines for deep examination for detection of viruses.
While inaugurating the blood bank, the SDO for the Menua Mboke Godlim Tour called on the administration of the Chang District Hospital to sensitize and mobilize the population on the importance of voluntary blood donation.
de votre attention. Merci. Dans la suite du 12h, le prochain sommet sur le climat au centre d'une audience au ministère de l'Agriculture et du Développement rural. Gabriel Mbaye-Robé s'entretenait hier lundi avec le haut-commissaire de Grande-Bretagne, tête à tête de près de 30 minutes au cours duquel des résolutions ont été prises. Je vous propose de suivre la réaction de l'hôte du ministre de l'Agriculture au sortir des échanges. Un extrait sélectionné par notre reporter Léa Moukeka.
Le Royaume-Uni accueillera le conférence COP26
à
Glasgow en novembre cette année pour la lutte contre le réchauffement climatique. Je viens de rencontrer le ministre aujourd'hui pour une introduction, pour une présentation et pour l'opportunité pour une discussion sur l'importance de l'agriculture et le développement rural. Nous avons également discuté l'importance pour la bonne préparation avant de la conférence et une initiative importante pour la protection de la forêt, l'agriculture et le commerce. Et nous espérons que le Cameroun participera à l'avenir.
The mouth that sucks milk never forgets its taste. Never forgets its taste is a saying. When you long for a drink, the Mbororo market in Garwa is the regular supplier. Now, let's have Luisa Akwanka Achato, who had a fear of locally processed milk in that market. Hear her on our magazine page.
Throbbing commercial emplacement in the North Regional capital Garwa, lying along the stretch of the road between the CPDM and Total Bonjour roundabouts of the city, hosts the Mbororo market, which buzzes every day with vendors of locally harvested and processed milk. Women who originate, we sell simple and curdled milk prepared using different recipes. Adding sugar is optional according to the taste and price of the customer. Jefatu and Bajuma are some of the villages of the North region, within which the nomadic tribe has taken up an almost permanent residence. It is from these localities, oftentimes far-flung, that women who primarily milk cows transport their produce to the market in Garwa for consumers who in turn scramble for the delicacy. This is where I replenish my milk supply at home. I alternate the different types of processed milk I buy for the family. The Mbororo market happens to constitute a part of the oldest commercial expanses of Garwa, which, however, lacks the corresponding infrastructure that she should have benefited from as the city evolves, a necessity that vendors hope would be provided for more conduciveness. Sun rays are so intense without cover, and our environment here is not clean enough. We would appreciate if the competent authorities act in our favor to remedy the situation. The venue, in the meantime, continues to contribute its share in bolstering economic growth as well as the socio-cultural and touristic potentials of the region.
Dans la page étrangère du 12h, colonel Assimi Goïta, investi président de transition au Mali, a assuré lundi que son pays respecterait tous ses engagements envers la communauté internationale au moment où les principaux partenaires étrangers exigent des militaires qu'ils rendent le pouvoir à des civils élus en 2022. Christelle Avon.
Président de transition, chef de l'État, nous vous reconnaissons comme grand maître des ordres nationaux du Mali.
Le colonel Assimi Goïta a dit sa volonté d'organiser des élections crédibles, justes, transparentes aux échéances prévues, c'est-à-dire en février 2022.
Aussi, voudrais-je vous affirmer solennellement, ici et maintenant, ma ferme détermination à relever ces défis. Mais tout cela n'est possible que dans la cohésion et la solidarité qui ont toujours caractérisé notre nation et qui sont mises à rude épreuve. Il s'agit en effet, sur la base de la feuille de route, de conduire la mise en œuvre des actions prioritaires nécessaires à la réussite de la transition, notamment l'organisation des élections crédibles, justes, transparentes aux échéances prévues. Je voudrais, en votre nom, rassurer les organisations sous-régionales et la communauté internationale en général que le Mali va honorer l'ensemble de ses engagements pour et dans l'intérêt supérieur de la nation.
Cette investiture survient plus de 2 semaines après l'arrestation du président Baouda et de son premier ministre Mokhtar Ouane. Lors d'un premier coup d'État en août 2020 pour renverser le président Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta, la junte avait promis d'organiser un scrutin en février 2022. La semaine dernière, la Communauté économique des États d'Afrique de l'Ouest, CEDEAO, avait suspendu le Mali de ses instances avant d'être imité par l'Union africaine. Le colonel président a tout fait de nommer Choguel Kolkala Maïgaï, Premier ministre de la transition malienne.
En sport, CAN de handball senior dames, match officiel d'ouverture à 18h au palais polyvalent des sports de Yaoundé ce jour. À l'affiche, Cameroun contre Kenya. Au total, la compétition regroupe 11 pays participants et nous retrouvons notre reporter sur les lieux. Évariste Yenga, quel est l'état des lieux pour cette 24e édition au palais polyvalent des sports de Yaoundé?
Bonjour, c'est le Nigeria et la République démocratique du Congo qui toucheront en premier ces filets de la 24e édition de la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations de handball senior dames. Ce sont les deux pays qui vont donc se retrouver sur ce terraflex de la compétition aussi au palais polyvalent des sports de Yaoundé. C'est le match d'ouverture prévu dans moins de 2 heures, c'est-à-dire à 14 heures. Mais c'est un match pour planter le décor car le match officiel d'ouverture, c'est celui du Cameroun qui se tiendra à 18 heures. Il opposera le Cameroun au Kenya et avant cela, il y aura une cérémonie officielle d'ouverture. Pour l'instant, le comité local d'organisation est en train de procéder au dernier réglage, les mises en place. Il y a la tribune des officiels, le stade où toutes les personnalités conviées vont s'asseoir. Et juste en face d'eux, il y a une autre place aménagée, c'est celle des officiels de la compétition, les arbitres. Seulement, les gradins que vous voyez seront vides. Ils ne seront pas occupés parce que les matchs vont se jouer à huis clos. Plusieurs espaces ont été aménagés ici. Petite particularité, c'est la bulle sanitaire. Il y a des endroits interdits d'accès à toutes les personnes qui ne font pas partie de la délégation officielle qui organise cette compétition. Voilà pourquoi les passages sont barrés, comme vous le voyez ici. Do not cross, ne pas traverser, puisque le palais polyvalent des sports est fermé. Les rencontres seront retransmises en direct sur CRTV, CRTV Sport, CRTV News, CRTV Web. D'abord pour ce premier jour d'ouverture. Ensuite, ce sera CRTV Sport et CRTV Web pour permettre à tous les 25 millions de Camerounais de vivre cet événement et d'ailleurs le monde entier.
Thanks, Evaris. And like you rightly said, that Cameroon-Kenya match will be broadcast live on the CRTV on day 1 of the African Women Handball Championship that rolls on in Cameroon from today. That's how we saw it this midday. Tomorrow is the next appointment. Tomorrow, Nicole.
À demain, Princewill. Madame, Messieurs, de votre attention. Merci.
Despite our efforts, COVID-19 plunged many families into mourning and seriously hampered the functioning of our economy and society.